Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Aussie Gamers Experience podcast. Joining me live this week is Lucas to discuss the week that was. So sit back, relax, and get comfy for some more Corona effect. Nemesis is watching, Partying with Jack, The Division 2, Animal Crossing, more Doom, and much, much more. Still from at least 1.5 metres away. Editing Lucas, let's go!
This is the Aussie Gamers Experience video game podcast. This show is recorded during temperatures in summer that are too hot for dragons and in winter colder than my mother-in-law's heart. So join us as we discuss video games as best we can, all while dodging redback spiders, brown snakes, and all those other things that try to hurt, maim, or even kill us. But remember, all we need to do is stay alive long enough to see the release of that next awesome video game. Enjoy the show.
Thank you for tuning into episode 294 this week. Today is Monday, the 6th of April, 2020. Luke, welcome, mate. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you very much. I have successfully achieved absolutely nothing today, so it's been a good day.
That's great, mate. My day has been ridiculously flat out. I'm getting busier as the days go on working from home. I actually thought things would slow down a bit, but they seem to be very peak at the start of the week, and then by the end of the week, either they're dropping off or I am. One or the other.
Yeah,
probably a little bit of both.
A little bit of both, yeah. Well, look, I've been watching Netflix. I've been watching that, is it The Tiger King? That new series on Netflix?
I've seen so much about that, but it just hasn't been enough to spark my interest.
Yeah, well, I reckon it's just the American version of Cashed Up Bogan, really. That's what it is. They're just housos with coin. Yeah. It is a truly bizarre TV show. I recommend checking it out. But I thought that it was like a dramatization, like a show made based on their story. No, this is like actually the people. Like it's a proper documentary. I thought it was just actors hamming it up, but it's not. My God, it's crazy. But yeah, I check that out when you're not playing games.
You know a show I want to see come to Netflix? What? Reno 911.
Is that not on Netflix?
I don't think so.
Well, if it's not, it was, wasn't it?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything about it for a long time.
No, maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I used to watch it. I used to watch that on something. Maybe it was... No, I don't know. I don't know enough about that.
I think it was on Comedy Central for years, but...
Yeah, it might have even been when I had Foxtel, so yeah, I don't know.
Might have been. All right, well, not joining us again this week is Grejio. Over the weekend, Grejio has received some news that a good friend of both him and Rem, and a long-time listener to the show, Ian, who is known online as Profane Chaos, has unfortunately passed away, which is never something that you like to hear, and especially in such sort of out-of-the-blue circumstances. So, Ian, this is a digital glass raise to you, mate. From all of us as a community, our hearts and thoughts go out to your family and loved ones. And, proof out there that digital friendships mean just as much as those ones made in face-to-face.
Oh, absolutely. No, absolutely. Now, first of all, I didn't know Ian. I may have crossed paths with him with social media in the past, but I don't personally know him. But if he was a listener to the show, he's a friend of mine. So, cheers to you. You're a legend. And, that's a sad time. But yeah, I can attest to, digital friendships or social beginnings to a real friendship are very real. And if you just look at the majority of the people that are listening to us right now, I met them, or some of them I haven't met, and I've met them via the internet, and they're some of the best mates I've got. So it's
great bunch of friends.
Absolutely, they are. They can't be discarded as just throwaway friends or anything like that anymore, because they're more real than anything. So yeah,
exactly. And those great people that are tuning in. So we'll say a quick hello to A10, Azrael, Kazakyle, Radicus, Skrill, and the Wraith, rounding it out. Wraith, be on your best behaviour. Don't want none of this.
Which is pretty poor, mind you.
Well, we've got to tell him at the start of the show, so by the end of it, he's forgotten, and it just goes off the deep end. Mate, let's go into This Week in Gaming. This Week in Gaming, I have a game that I want you to tell me about, because I never really played it, and I'm pretty sure you did. Or you did. Well, you have more than me anyway. Back to 2014, Titanfall.
Oh, okay, the original one.
By EA and developed by Respawn Entertainment. So, Titanfall, from what I understand, was a bit of a hidden gem. It was exclusive to the 360. Yeah. No,
it was an Xbox One 360 game.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Well, you played a bit more of it than I don't think I actually have played it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, look, it had a couple of issues. Now, essentially, the biggest issue for me was it didn't have a campaign. It had a kind of a campaign, but in the weirdest possible way. Basically, you played multiplayer, and between the multiplayer matches, you would get like a little bit of dialogue. And it sort of slowly pieced together a story. But the missions that you played were just multiplayer matches. So it was kind of a bit dumb. And I never paid any attention to that. But when it comes to a multiplayer shooter, Titanfall was actually fantastic. Another one of its biggest misses was the fact that it was exclusive to the Microsoft consoles. And at the time, Xbox One was failing dismally, and it obviously didn't sell very well because the console didn't sell very well. But if you ignore all of that, it was a very competent shooter. And actually, there was a gun in there that even you would have been able to play pretty good with. And it was a really fun one to use.
Thanks. Yeah. Okay.
It was it was just an automatic aiming pistol where all you needed to do was lock on an enemy long enough for it to, because it would take kind of like a couple of seconds to lock on enough shots, and then you hit the trigger and every single bullet just hits. So if you caught an enemy off guard and just aimed at them for a couple of seconds without firing, it would lock on like 3 or 4 shots, and then you hit the trigger and it just goes dum, 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 and then they die.
Yeah, that could work for me.
It was a really good pistol, but it was no good. Like if it was like a really quick situation where you got turned on sort of thing, you'd have to use a normal gun or you'd have to fire it manually. But that auto pistol was pretty cool. And then obviously once you got enough kills and your meter came all the way up, you could call for your Titan, who would then fall into battle and you could jump into it. And then the dynamic of the match changed completely. You could mount other Titans and rip it apart from the outside in. You could get stepped on. You could get absolutely destroyed. It was a fantastic game. Titanfall 2 was probably a better entry, considering it was cross-platform from the get-go. They learnt their mistake from the first time round. It was a very underappreciated game, but for very good reason. Like, it was a exclusive to a poorly selling console, so it was pretty much doomed from the get-go. So I feel sorry for Respawn there, but as for EA's losses, sucked in.
Well, Respawn have come out of it reasonably well. They're up there, one of the top level developers now, which is good.
Yeah, well, they make good games, and
they make good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, all of their successes that came from developing the Titanfall series has gone into their current one. What's it called? The Battle Royale one? Lost the name.
Apex Legends.
Apex Legends, yeah. And you could definitely feel the inspiration there, but...
yes.
Yeah. No, good on them.
Awesome. All right, mate. Well, let's jump into the main bit of the show, shall we? Some game talk. Resident Evil 3.
Yeah.
We can talk about it this week without having to be all secretive and going behind closed curtains, so to speak.
Yeah, well, the game's out now, and
it's out.
I've finished it.
We've played it. I've finished it. I've started playing it a second time. First game in a long time that has made me want to push to finish, and not push in a bad way. Like I wanted to finish it. I wanted to know, because I haven't played it before, so I didn't know where the I didn't know where the story of Resident Evil 3 went. I wanted to push through and actually finish it, which is good. I missed that sense of fear and stalking that Nemesis did in the first chapter. around the streets.
You missed it. What do you mean?
Well, he doesn't Nemesis doesn't stalk you again. You don't have that ongoing sense. You know that it's kind of, when you face off against Nemesis later on throughout the campaign, it's kind of a very choreographed boss battle.
Oh, it's
so to
typical
speak.
boss battle stuff, or cutscenes,
Yeah.
But look, listen,
Yeah.
you and I played it on assisted mode. I think if we played it on any higher difficulty, we'd probably appreciate that.
Well, I've gone and put it up to normal. And it's a little more frustrating. Well, not even frustrating. I'm frustrating. But the game itself, it's not exactly forgiving, even just on the normal mode.
No, well, it's pretty damn hard. Now, I played it on assisted for the fact that I in these kind of games, I'm not up for a challenge. I'm up for the story and, an experience, really. I didn't want to take 30 hours dying hundreds of times or whatever and trying to perfect it or anything like that. So I just played it on the easiest possible setting and got through it, which was good. But, yeah, I could imagine some of those scenes. Like, I died 6 times in my playthrough, which isn't very many times. But
5.
Even on the easier setting, some of those things will just eat you, like the enemies. They'll just get just one hit. There's nothing you can do.
Oh, that thing that's got the you first come up against it in the hospital.
That's one of them, yeah. But the first one that took me down one go was in the sewers, the big blob thing.
Yep. The kind of looks like a very feral tadpole that's been down there for a little bit too long.
Yeah, that's right. But but those were the only real moments that really got me stuck. It was otherwise pretty easy on the assisted mode. But it was still pretty fucking scary though. It had me jump. There was jump scares that caught me off guard.
Yes.
Enemies were scaring the shit out of me. It's actually a pretty good game.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I got a few jump scares. I got that sense of tension. The puzzles weren't too bad, which was good. There was only really one that had me scratching my head, and that's only because I didn't pay attention to what I was doing.
Do you recall which one?
Yes, it was making the antidote.
Oh, yeah. You know what? That one, I ended up having to YouTube that one, and then as soon as I saw the solution, it was a forehead slap moment. I was like, "Oh, you're kidding me!"
Exactly. I was looking through the inventory, and I just happened to highlight something. And as soon as I did that, and I saw the options, it was just again forehead slap, you idiot,
well, I didn't know.
Straight through. Yep.
Yeah,
should have paid more attention when I was reading something that I found earlier on. It just
I read the instructions for that part probably 3 or 4 times, and it still didn't stand out to me. And then I watched the video, and I was like, "Oh, you're joking! That is the dumbest thing ever." It's not even. I wouldn't even consider that a puzzle. I would consider that just the mechanics of the game.
I'm putting it down as a puzzle because it stumped me.
being intentionally vague here so you guys can make your own stupid mistakes just like we did.
Yeah, exactly. One thing I want to point out, I heard, which was probably one of the best lines in video gaming, and if you haven't played it, you'll hear this line and understand it because I won't tell you the visual, but Luke, you'll understand it, when Jill just goes, "Huh, bitch can't even swim." Now, do you remember that bit?
Oh, I remember. I remember her saying that. Yeah.
I just think that was just a perfect line when it was done, when it was delivered, and the reason for it, like what she was looking at. Do you remember what she was looking at?
Yeah. Am I spoiling anything by mentioning it? I don't think so. When the Nemesis goes into the water.
Yes, he's on fire and goes in the water. And she just goes, "Bitch can't even swim," and then walks off. I just thought it was a well-delivered line. Well, it was done well.
But it's not referring to anything else, is it?
No.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm confused about. Yeah.
No. It's just one of those tongue-in-cheek moments that, you know, this is essentially a horror game. That's this tongue-in-cheek moment of, "Look at that bitch can't even swim."
Okay, yeah, no, I get where you come from. I was racking my brain trying to think, was that a reference to something else, was it? I missed it completely.
No, not a reference.
Okay.
No.
But yeah, that's a good game. But look, yeah, if you're playing it on like super baby mode like I did, you're probably only going to get about 5 hours out of the game.
How long did your playthrough take? Do you remember?
Yeah, about 5 hours.
Yeah, I think mine was 5 hours, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Something along those lines, anyway. Some people have taken up to 9 hours on that.
On that
assisted.
difficulty?
Yeah, I don't know how.
Wow. That'd be the
Because
race.
I found most things, and I spent time looking for stuff.
Well, actually, so did
I didn't exactly run through. Yeah,
No,
I didn't exactly run through it.
I actually went back and got the first part where you can go back and get all the gems and put them into the thing at the train station. You can put 3 coloured gems into this thing, and it would give you an upgrade to your gun, give you an upgrade to your inventory, and something else. I went and did all of that. So I even, contrary to how I normally would play, I actually went and did some collectible hunting and upgraded stuff just to make it easier.
Yeah, I did. Most of the. I actually missed that one. I was not paying attention to what it was. I had the gems on me, but I completely missed putting them in. Stupid. But
you got all 3 of them, but didn't do it.
I got all 3 gems and didn't realise where to put them.
Wow.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I just was not paying attention. I think at that stage I was in tense mode trying to get into the train station to get the next bit going.
That's pretty stupid, man.
I know. That's why I'm playing again.
Yeah.
So I can just try it again. Try something different. Good stuff, mate. Do you want to tell us some more about Jackbox Party Pack?
Yeah, well, we all played that again last night, didn't we? So I thought we might bring it up as a bit of a mention. That's good fun, man. That Drawful 2, that was good as well. It's kind of like a Pictionary game. I kind of expected a few more cock and balls, but there wasn't as much as that. But it was fun nonetheless, so that was really cool. You know what? I realised that'd be actually a real. If you're an up and coming streamer, that's like an awesome way to get affiliate status really easy. Just get like 10 of your mates together and play that game for a couple of hours, and you'll have it in a month. That's good fun. There's a new one out, the Jackbox Party Pack 6. But I haven't got that one yet, so I will get that one eventually, and we'll give that one a crack. And we actually went back to Jackbox Party Pack 1 last night, which was on the PS4. We played that 1 week and have 100 players playing. So that was good as well, the Lice Water one. Redicus is in the chat saying, are they expensive? Brand new, so if you get like the 6th one, you're probably looking around $45. But so I don't know. I don't tend to buy them when they're that, because you can get them on special a lot of the time for like $5. So yeah. Don't they come? I've seen them on Humble Bundle a couple of times as well. So well, yeah, you can get them on Humble Bundle. Steam does some sales. You can get them on sales on your console, and it doesn't really matter what you get it on, because you're not like, you just use your mobile phone to play, so it's pretty easy. But what was I going to say? I had something extra to say, but my brain thought of 2 things at once and cancelled both of them out, so I don't know. Good work, Luke.
Don't you hate it when that happens? It's just shocking. All right, mate. Next one for me is Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Oh, that game. I finally
played it.
I remember when that came out.
Been out for months.
You got the Game of the Year edition or something? Complete edition?
I don't understand the love. I really don't.
No, I don't either.
Like, it works. It's a decent platformer, but just slow.
Very slow.
And I tried to get into it, and like I know part of it is me not being real crash hot at platformers, and I get that, but I didn't die. It was just I just got bored with it. So I turned it off and I haven't turned it back on since. Yeah. Apparently Az's housemate's been playing it religiously.
What, is he like prey to it or something? Look, I would never go as far as to say it's a bad game, because it's definitely not a bad game.
Oh, it's definitely not a bad game.
It just doesn't tick the right boxes for me. I mean, I like platforming, but I don't like the way that this game does platforming. And I also don't like the I feel like it's the gameplay is towards a hardcore. Well, it gets to the point where it gets quite tricky, the platforming. But the actual game itself is like it's pointing itself at a younger audience, because it's kind of a little bit childish. Yet the actual gameplay doesn't match it. That's my biggest gripe with it. The themes versus the actual gameplay don't match. It's like a kid's game that's too fucking hard for kids. So I don't know, it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah. Doesn't do it for me either. Animal Crossing.
Yes, it's actually quite disgusting how much I've played that this week.
You put something in our chat earlier that was, that's happened or something along those lines.
What's happened?
Oh, hold on. I'll get your wording out. Where is it? The inevitable happened.
Oh, did I write that? I thought I just thought
You wrote that. No, you wrote it.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, I didn't touch it at all.
Not at all.
No, that's what's disgusting about it, because I paid a lot of money for that game for it to sit on my Switch gathering dust. Oh, dear.
Oh, and there's been some rabbit, I don't know, some special thing that's happened this week.
There's an Easter thing.
Stuff.
Everyone's getting the shits because instead of getting actual minerals that they're after, all they're getting is these Easter eggs. I don't know, because I haven't turned it on. Oh, dear. I'm like, I should play Animal Crossing. And then there's a little voice in my head going, nah, don't.
Nah, don't do
that. Play Call of Duty or something, man. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. My Switch has actually moved into my office. So
oh, dear.
I might actually get a turn of it because the kids have been playing it non-stop. Borderlands 3. You, myself, and Wraith jumped on for a little while the other night.
We did.
Yeah, look for something to play together. So I've not played enough of that game. I really enjoy it. I should play a lot more.
Well, it is very much just a big shit fight, though, isn't it?
It is.
You know what it is?
And that's one of the things, because it was just us on there that, you two jumped into my game, so you were completely OP for my level, and it was just, let's go and blow shit up.
You know, a good way to describe Borderlands in general is Broforce 3D.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, because it is just shit going on everywhere. And then once everything's dead and you got a second to breathe, they tell you what's going on in the game. And you go, right, okay. So we're going to get that.
That's what I'm doing.
We're going to go
that's right.
That up. Yeah, all right, no worries. Let's go to the next area and just rain hell again and shoot everything. And all those little, what are they called? Tinks. I think that's a politically correct way of saying the little midget fuckers come at you and you shoot them. They're hard to shoot because they're little, the bastards. But, yeah, that is a hell funny game, man.
Sorry, I just looked at the chat at the wrong time. All right, mate, take it away with The Division 2. You've been playing The Division 2, not me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I picked up The Division 2 on a Uplay sale. It was like $14 or something like that on PC. So I picked that up. Wraith picked it up as well, and we got a start on it last week to give it a bit of a go. And yeah, I mean it's pretty good on PC. It runs really nice. It looks really nice and all that. But it's why did I do it? Why did I don't know.
I don't know.
I think I'm a sucker for a sale, and I don't know, I just like playing things on PC as well. So, but I enjoyed it. Except for the fact that I thought Division 2, I thought it fixed the leveling issue of playing with a friend who's at a different level, but they haven't.
It's better.
It may be, but I was talking to Repremier because he jumped in with us as well, and his character's maxed 40,000 times higher than it should be, and he hadn't even gotten into I was running around just in the first area, and I was coming up on some enemies, and it popped up in the corner. He hadn't even actually loaded into the game yet, but it popped up in the corner saying Repremier has joined your team, whatever, and I've just gone, oh, you're in the game, nice, and then and I just got downed immediately, just killed straight away. I'm like, oh yeah, clearly the leveling thing has been fixed, because I just got one shot, downed, and then shot again, dead. And these are NPCs. This is not the Dark Zone, nothing like that. And I got destroyed, and I'm like, right, Jason, get the fuck out of my game. Come back with a brand new character.
Fair enough.
Because they were destroyed.
Well, they took it to when you and I played, and I was a higher level. You were still contributing. Yes, I was OP for your level, but you were still contributing to it.
I don't remember there being that much of an issue when I played.
Generally it's generally, you say, at the time I think I was level 30, and you were in the low teens or something. and it would bump you up to sort of level 26 or 28. And that's what we'd sort of run around at, and you were getting the drops and whatnot to sort of help you along. But, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it could be something to do with the updates. There's been a lot of problems recently. There's been people running a damage glitch who all got suspended for a week, and then they bitched about it because they were cheating and got caught. There's been a lot of people saying that the new Warlords of New York DLC, that all the NPCs were way too overpowered.
Yeah.
But when I played through it, I thought it was fine, and I played through most of it on my own.
That's where the devs need to reply to their complaints. Get good, scrub.
Yeah, I think they do, because it was a challenge, and that's what I want. Like, if I'm playing it through on story and I'm just walking through it, then it's no point. If I come back and I've made my character and I'm trying to play it on challenging and I get downed, then stiff shit, get good, scrub.
Yeah, you got some work to do.
Go and make your character better. But I don't know. People just whinge for the sake of whinging, I think.
Oh yeah, tis the season for it. But when we played it was a Tuesday, I think it was, and you come along because I'm like, oh yeah, we're going to play the Division 2 on PC tonight, and you're like, don't get your hopes up. Tuesday's usually when the servers go down. I'm like, I forgot about that. And they announced that the servers were going to be down from 5:30 to 7:30. I thought, that's not too bad. All good.
Yep.
And then by about 11 o'clock that night, they were back on, so that was pretty good.
Yeah, it didn't end up turning into a 6-hour downtime or something.
It was something like that. It was ridiculous. But while we were waiting, a game that I forgot to put on my list for this week, you and I and the Wraith played The Cycle that night.
We did.
A free-to-play, really different take on a Battle Royale. That's a cool game.
Yeah, on the Epic Store.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what it is, you're, what do they call it? Prospectors. That you're pretty much mining this world, but you can only mine for a certain amount of time, which is about 20 minutes. And in that 20 minutes, you've got to get as many resources as possible. But you've got the animals of the world that are just, getting more and more feral as you go along. And you've got the other players that are trying to do it as well. So you can team up, or you can take on other players. You are destroying animals to collect certain bits of biomaterial. You're capping off vents. You're running around doing all this weird, wonderful stuff. And then at the end of it, you've got a dropship that comes in, and you've got to try and get back to the dropship.
Yeah. And then, but the way that it works, because it's PvPvE, meaning that you can fight actual human players and you can fight AI characters that are in the environment. And basically, my understanding of the game is you don't actually have to kill anyone to win the game. You have to get the most points by mining the most resources and doing the most challenges. However, you can either team up with other players that you see. So you may see another human-controlled player, but you don't need to shoot them. You can go up to them and you can press, I think it's T or something on the keyboard, which initiates like a friendship. Oh, it's a pact,
Yep.
I think they called it. It was a pact.
Yeah, like a truce type thing, yeah.
Yeah, so then you can work together, and then you can no longer accidentally... there's no friendly fire. It turns friendly fire off, and you can work together in defending and collecting things. But kind of akin to the Dark Zone, you can go rogue at the end of a challenge, kill the other people and take everything for yourself, or you can stay as friends. But essentially... That's the gameplay there. So it's kind of like a battle royale with some of the mechanics of the Dark Zone, which I actually quite liked. And we actually ran into a friendly player that wanted to join us, which is really cool. I didn't actually think that would happen. I thought, as if that's going to happen.
One.
Well, it was one.
However many games we played.
Yeah. But we had some decent placings. Like, I think, we come third, maybe?
I think there was a third, there was a fifth. We didn't come out on top, but it was our first couple of rounds. Like, I think we did quite well for what we were doing. And I got to admit, that mad rush at the end to get to the dropship.
Yeah.
Because you've got, again, at the ship, you can have, you get people that will set up there, and just anyone that gets close, they start shooting.
Yeah, they just they camp up at the ship and try to pick off people trying to get out of there. But,
Yeah, or you can just run past them all and jump into it and get out.
Yeah, well, that's what I managed to do. I just sort of run past and jumped in.
Did that a couple of times.
Happy days. But that's a pretty good game that I rate for free.
Mm-hmm. And I'll be playing more of it because I do enjoy it. I do enjoy a battle royale where it's just switch your brain off and jump in. Nice quick rounds, not to worry about too much. Speaking of games that I'm loving to hate though, Doom Eternal.
Oh yeah, how's that going for you?
Yeah, I rage quit it again. And again, it's just these jump and glide bits. They're just there for the sake of being there.
Well,
and it's just I worked it out, right? So because it's you've got to do these things so much at speed and so much flow and so much movement. It's just it breaks them up too much and it just stops the flow of the level. And I think that's where the rage quits come from, because it'll be like you bust ass through this bit, through this big horde of demons, and you finally get to the end of it, and then you fall off a cliff and go back to the start.
Yeah, but the thing is, it probably doesn't break the flow of the level if you're good. You probably make it through all that first time.
You might. Yeah, it's called platforming. I know, Skrill. It is terrible, and I'm terrible. And it's just... Yeah,
look,
I'll give it a rest for a few days.
First-person platforming has never been a good thing for me. I've never enjoyed it.
No. Mind you, I have got, because I've got the super shotgun now, and it's got the grappling hook, there has been times where that has worked to an absolute mint, and it's been perfect, but then there's other times where it just doesn't work, and you fall, and yeah. Oh, all right, mate. Well, last game that I think I've got for both of us is Call of Duty. We have, of course, put some more hours into that this week, and we'll probably put some more in tonight after we're done here. Yeah,
probably.
We'll get the last bit of the double XP, I think, still on.
It is, but I've already got my my battle pass is complete. I got to level 100 last night.
Oh, you got to it? That's nice.
And in some pretty fine fashion, if I don't say so myself, I hit up good old Repremier. Last night we were playing Gunfight.
You gave him your log on? Oh, okay.
What?
I thought you gave him your log on.
Yeah. Righto. No, so we played Gunfight together. If you don't know what that is, it's a 2v2 game. And we won, was it 6 or 7 in a row? And
go with 7. That sounds 7's a lucky number.
We'll say 7. Well,
we'll say 7.
I got to level 100, which was good, and then I said, "Look, this is ridiculous. We need to just keep playing until we lose." And we just won every match after match after match after match. And then it got to the one match where I knew we were going to lose, was that bloody one with all the grass and the hill in the middle. You know?
Oh, yep. Yeah.
I don't know what it's called. I can't remember. It's got that little... it's got a truck. It's got like a little bridge. It's got the little building in the middle, and then like a broken building down the back, and and the trench. Yeah, it's good. And the trench is where the flag will go.
The overtime flag goes.
Yeah, the overtime flag. That I'm like, if we're going to lose one, this is it. And yeah, we lost on that one because I hate that bloody map. The grass just kills me. Just having to shoot through the grass, not see, because it's so hard to see through it.
It'll turn your settings down when you get onto that map.
Yeah, probably might do a good deal there. Turn it down so the foliage just disappears. But
just running it on low at 3,000 frames a second.
Yeah, but that was a really good run. Yeah, and I got my level 100. I haven't got 155 yet though, so I've got a couple of levels, just your normal levels to go. So that'll probably come tonight, no doubt. In that GIF is like perfect. How do you just find those GIFs that are just perfect for what I'm saying? Oh dear, that's gold. It's yeah. Look, that's another season down. That's another battle pass that I never thought that I would ever complete, because these are the only battle passes in my life that I've ever finished. It's crazy.
Oh, okay.
Now I've done 2 in a row.
2 in a row.
And I've got my coins ready to go for Season 3, which is in a couple of days, isn't it?
A couple of days. We'll get to that in the news. I think that's it, mate. Call of Duty for me has just been... I haven't gone into it as hard for Season 2. I think I'm only at for the battle pass. I didn't buy the battle pass this time, but I think I'm only at like 40 something. So well off the pace, but it is what it is.
But yeah,
I've had a lot of other stuff.
I also played some Blood Money with Stick Figure the other day.
Oh, yeah?
It was Stick Figure and Profit, and we played, and I think we got a third. I've only ever won once on Blood Money, but I keep getting top 10s and top 5s. It's actually quite easy to get a top 5, but just that elusive first place has been a prick. But it's very interesting how some people like to play. Now, I'm very passive, where I go for low risk, high reward. So I'll go and do the contracts, but the contracts that you've just got to basically go and find the cases, or you got to just capture a position. Whereas some people like to get kills and steal money. But see, that's what I think is that's high risk for a possibility of no reward. Because if you kill somebody that's literally just respawned, you're not going to get any money off them.
No.
Because they've already just dropped a shit ton of money, or they've got none. And then also, people who like to sit there and snipe. Now, I'm pretty sure that if you kill somebody, only way to get money is to literally go and pick it up off them. It's kind of like kill confirmed, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So if you're sniping people, you're not getting anything for it. You're getting a kill, but that's not what wins the game. So I don't understand people in Blood Money that just sit there and just go, oh, there's a team over there, and then start shooting at them. You're like 200 meters away from them. The chances of you getting their money is very limited, because either their teammates are going to pick it up, or you're going to get killed running over to it because it's so far away and you've just shot your gun and told everyone where you were. I don't know. I'm very passive. I usually a good game, I'll finish the game with no kills, or sometimes it'll be just like 3 or 4, and that's just to defend myself and my money. That's it.
What was it the other night? There was when you, myself, and Tan played. I think we got a third. Didn't fire a bullet, but I opened 19 caches.
Yeah, and that's the game. Because you running around killing people is akin to just playing team deathmatch on domination. It's not going to win the game.
It's just a big version of it.
Yeah, you've got, the game is money, and if you just go for kills, look, you might get big money if you kill like a top earner, but unless they are a top earner, you don't know how much money they've got. And if they've got like 20 grand on them, you go through all that trouble to beat them, and you're going to get $10,000 for your effort when you could have just picked up a chest which has 40 grand in it, and then you go to the next chest that happens after that one with another 40, and then you get another 40, you got 60 grand all up, so it's...
That works too. 40 and 40 isn't 60. Not when I went to school anyway.
What did I say?
You get 40 and 40, and then you've got 60 grand all up. Okay. All right, no worries.
I don't even know how I came to that, but anyway.
Oh, God knows. We'll blame it on you've got the Rona. We'll just...
I didn't even do the math. I just said numbers, clearly.
Sounds good.
I got lots of money. Yeah, I don't know why, but anyway, it's
good stuff. we'll leave the gameplay. We'll leave the gameplay side of COD here and jump on over into some news. So, like you said, Season 2 is about to finish, with Season 3 just around the corner. Season 3 is looking to start on the 8th. So it'll be sometime the 9th here.
Yeah.
And up until then, well, it doesn't really matter because this will be out after then. But for those listening along in the chat, you've got double XP up until Season 3 kicks off. Season 3 kicks off. I haven't seen a whole lot about Season 3. All I've seen is a bit of a teaser.
Yeah, so apparently we're going to be getting someone who might be... Oh, what was his name? Alex. Alex from the campaign, the main guy?
Yes. The main guy from the campaign, but he has a prosthetic leg now.
Yeah, the rumours out there are saying that he survived the... Spoiler alert, I'm going to spoil the end of the game. If you haven't finished the campaign, then switch off or fast forward about a minute or so. But the rumours are that the dude on the main cover for Season 3 is Alex. and he's missing a leg because he survived the explosion at the end of the game and just lost a leg. So he's going to be an operator in Season 3. There's also a couple of other characters that have been around but haven't been actually in the game yet. So another female operator and another one called Ronan, I think it is. And he's like some sort of like awesome somebody that's like fighty and stuff, words. So, yeah. That's about all I know. Oh, and there'll be a whole bunch of maps coming as well, like new maps.
Yeah. And Wraith has delivered yet again with the GIF right at the right time.
He's got an extra leg. He hasn't got a missing leg.
It still works. It's Jake the Peg.
Yeah, isn't that pedophile song?
Yeah. All these years later, and everyone's starting to look into that diddle little lum.
Yeah. Rolf Harris, was it?
That's the one.
You and your fucking wobble board. Fuck off.
All right, Luke, a bit of news that both of us are a little bit upset with, more so over the reasoning behind it, but The Last of Us 2 has been cancelled. Well, not cancelled.
No, not cancelled.
It's been pushed back at this point in time indefinitely.
Yeah. So, yes, let me just go. I'll just read off this little bit that I've got here. Sony Interactive Entertainment has delayed the release of The Last of Us Part 2 by Naughty Dog, as well as Iron Man VR or PSVR, until further notice due to the COVID-19 global pandemic. In a tweet to the community, Naughty Dog says it had finished the game and was fixing some final bugs in anticipation of a May 29 release. The developer wants to make sure everyone gets to play The Last of Us 2 Part 2 around the same time, but logistical problems imposed by the current pandemic have prevented Naughty Dog and Sony Interactive Entertainment from achieving that. That to me sounds like the biggest fucking cop-out that I have ever heard. That's bullshit. They are doing what Greg suggested and using COVID-19 as an excuse for their own fuck-ups. I don't believe that for a second.
I don't think that's it.
What are you saying? Because postage is a little bit slow?
No, I'm
not you.
Defending anyone.
No, not you. I'm not. You spoke over the top of me saying that sentence. I wasn't talking to you. Go.
All right. What happened with Final Fantasy Remake this week?
It got released.
Yeah, it got released 10 days early.
Well, yeah, it was early, wasn't it?
And it was released in Australia and New Zealand 10 days early. So people that actually had a review copy were not allowed to put up their reviews, put up their reveals, anything like that until I think 6 days after it. Like I think it's like today or maybe tomorrow that they're allowed to go up. Mm-hmm. So all these people in the States, all these people all through Europe, all these big centres that have got the majority of people that are gaming, because it's just, population, they haven't got access to it yet. They're still waiting for its release. But the whole thing has been blown apart on social media. So the story, because it's just a change in story and where it goes, people have been streaming it, even though Square Enix put out this very harshly worded "please don't stream" sort of thing, which they put in there something about people were going to be found. It's been released. There's nothing they can do about it.
I don't know why people...
Because that's all been done.
Why do all of these companies get so stressed out about stuff getting streamed before release? You do realise that, say the release date's tomorrow, if you stream today, what's the difference between today and tomorrow? Nothing. What's the difference if you're playing it this week and it comes out next week? People are going to do it eventually.
The bit that they're complaining about is the spoiling of the story.
Yeah, but if you are that invested and don't want it spoiled and you go and search it or watch it, press play on a video, then that's your own fault. You know that people spoil shit. Don't press play. If it says full playthrough of your favourite fucking game, don't press play. Don't watch it. Don't listen to anything. It's stupid. Like when I was watching Game of Thrones, I might not watch it because I'll be busy, I'll be working or whatever. I sure as fuck wouldn't be looking at Game of Thrones posts on social media. I would ignore that shit until I've watched it. That's what you got to expect of people. Don't stop people from streaming it, because what about, the kids that can't afford the game but want to experience it? They watch the live stream or the YouTube video of it. I don't get why they freak out so much about this. But anyway, we are totally off topic. This news article is about The Last of Us.
No, look, I'm in agreement with you, because I think it's stupid, because I wouldn't go looking for it. No. I want to play the game. I want to experience it. I want to know where the story's going. And it's the same with Final Fantasy. I want to play it. I'll get there eventually. I don't want to play it right now. So I haven't looked for it, because I want to know. I know where the original story went. I want to know where this remake went.
No, well, Radicus in the chat is saying that I'm expecting people to have common sense. No, I don't give a fuck if you've got common sense or not. If you spoil the game for yourself, tough. But the thing is they make these embargoes because these companies think that if somebody watches the whole game, then they won't want to play it for themselves. If you think that watching somebody play is a substitute for playing the game yourself, then you've got rocks in your head. Because when I watch someone play a game, that makes me want to play it myself. And I don't think they get that. Do you guys feel the same way? If you see somebody playing a game that you're interested in, does that not spur you on to want it? Because it looks good? You're like, oh, that looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I want to... Have you ever gone, this game looks fantastic, I'm going to watch the rest of it on YouTube? No, nobody does that. And if they do that, then they probably were never going to buy the game in the first place. So when they're that worried about embargoes and all that sort of business, then their heads are in the wrong direction. There's no point in suing somebody because they played a game early and put it on the internet. I think that's the most ridiculous thing about video games. It needs to go away. Movies, media, TV shows, completely understand, because that is something that you literally just watch. So you can't. They probably won't buy it then if they watch it by another means. But anyway,
like my 7-year-old spoiling Sonic.
Yeah, little shit. But anyway, back to The Last of Us Part 2. The point that I want to make is that I don't believe for a second that the reason that they're delaying the game is because they can't get the games to the stores and to the fans. I think that's bullshit. If a game that's like Final Fantasy released early, well then how did they get the games there? That's ridiculous. If they're worried about games not being on shelves and not being sold, like, they're gonna get there. They're gonna get them. People are gonna buy the game either digitally, like I will, and then they can order the games physically online and have them posted to them. Look, I don't know about the rest of the world, but not all gaming shops are closed. You could probably still go and buy it. I don't think it's as big as an issue to the point where they're delaying indefinitely. I think they've got other issues, and they're hiding behind COVID-19. And that's the thing that's annoying me, because I don't believe them. I think they're being dishonest, and that's what I don't like.
The PS4s are overheating.
Well, yeah, the game might be that intense that it's actually bricking consoles. Maybe, who knows? But
either that or they're starting to hover in people's entertainment units because of the wind force inside there.
Yeah. Well, look, if this article said to me, we're delaying The Last of Us Part 2 because it's not finished. Okay, all right, keep going. Do your thing. Polish the shit out of it. No dramas. But the fact that they've said, oh, we're done. You can't have it yet because we can't make as much money as we want to we can't do our midnight launch and make the money that we're trying to make. So you, dearest fan, you can wait until the market's better.
Wait till it all comes back.
Fair enough. They want to make money from their game that they've worked hard on. But the thing is, I don't actually think that it's going to impact it. I think with everyone stuck in their fucking homes, there's a better chance people will buy it. Anyway, it's my piece.
All right. Well, would you like an update from Neil Druckmann himself?
Ooh, yeah.
So a lot of people have wondered, okay, fair enough, but it's a Sony exclusive. Why not just release it digital? And for the time being, release it digital only. I've already got my copy paid for, so it's coming. So whether I buy it digitally to play it early, like I'll play it on, in May, that's up to me. So Sony's main concern is obviously able to get it so that they can able to get physical copies of the game to retailers all around the world. But from Druckmann, right now we're looking at all sorts of different options. What's the best way to get it to all of our fans as soon as possible? And that's going to take time.
Well,
the planning teams are monitoring the situation daily.
I was thinking, maybe that they're behind on actually making the physical discs, but surely that's a machine. You could have one dude there go, on,
Yeah. Could be. Who knows?
I don't know, but they obviously don't give enough detail for me to actually believe their shit story.
I honestly think that, if it is this reason behind, the physical release of the game, it's because everything in the US at the moment is so, up in the air with what's going on. The virus has really taken hold over there, and a lot of people are, from what I see, a lot of things are actually like really blowing up. So that could just be what it's all boiled down to. But then again, that doesn't stop you releasing it digitally.
But yeah, look, when it comes to actually the game, look, I'm not fussed that it's delayed. I'm not starved for games. I've got plenty of things to play. My biggest gripe is just the excuse. I don't believe it. I think they're lying. That's what I take offence to. I hope I'm wrong.
Wraith said that the pigeons can deliver it. Well, soon the pigeons can, mate, because the government will have changed all the batteries in them. So, right.
I did hear that story that's the coronavirus
That's
is
the reason.
All a big lie to keep everyone inside while they change the batteries in the pigeons. Because the pigeons are watching us.
They're always watching, mate. Always watching.
That's the best. That's so funny. But the sad thing is there's probably some poor bastard out there that believes that.
Someone's sitting at home peering out through their window.
Oh dear. And if that's you, if somebody that's listening to us right now actually believes that, just for your information, I have been paid to say that and laugh at it and pretend that it's not real. I shouldn't do that. I'll let it out. That's mean. Poor bastard rocking backwards and forwards.
Yeah, especially when he gets to the editor and you've put it in the background noise. Put a little coo at the end of it.
Oh, have you seen that video that's going around of the guy that rings up the hotline? And it's like, if you're ringing up and if you are feeling paranoid, then don't worry, somebody is watching you. They'll get you assistance straight away. Stuff like it's all stuff like that. Oh, I've got to find it. I'll find it and send it to you. It's actually sounds good. It's pretty funny. All right.
All right. Last bit of news to wrap up the news segment. QuakeCon has given us an update for the QuakeCon 2020. Now, QuakeCon is mid to late August, I think, usually every year. This will be its 25th year of the event. However, with all the logistical challenges and uncertainties we are currently faced due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we have made the difficult decision to cancel this year's QuakeCon. The health and safety of our employees, volunteers, vendors, sponsors and players will always be our top priority, and in these times it felt wrong to be talking about a gathering when gathering is the last thing any of us should be doing right now. So that's another thing that's been slashed. I thought it would have been one of the ones that would have been okay, being that it was August, but obviously not.
Yeah. I think this year is pretty much a write-off.
I think so. Everyone at the start of the year with fires and then floods, everyone was like, 2020, fuck you. And then 2020 went, hold my beer. Oh, well. So that's QuakeCon cancelled for this year, and it was going to be the 25th anniversary, but I'm sure they'll probably do something digital like E3 is looking at doing. That's it for the news, mate.
Yeah, not much news going on this time of the year. It's pretty flat all round for everything. It's just everything's coronavirus. That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah. Well, generally this time of year it is a little bit flat anyway. It kind of picks up again in April or end of April, May. But I don't think it happens. I don't think it's going to happen this year. Everything's just going to be, this might come out. We don't know. All right, mate. On to last words. Any last words for yourself? Shout-outs?
I got that video. Do you want to hear it? It's all audio, so you don't need to see the video. The video is literally a dude on the phone on loudspeaker.
Hello and welcome to the Mental Health Hotline. If you are obsessive compulsive, press 1 repeatedly. If you are codependent, ask someone to press 2 for you. If you have multiple personalities, press 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you are paranoid, we know what you are and what you want. Stay on the line and we'll trace your call. If you're delusional, press 7 and your call will be transferred to the mothership. If you are schizophrenic, listen carefully and a small voice will tell you which number to press. If you are depressive, it doesn't matter which number you press, no one will answer you.
I remember that one, yes. I do remember that now.
That's gold. That made me laugh so hard. Oh, dear.
Brilliant. Well, any other shout-outs, mate?
No. Cheers, everyone listening.
Cheers, everyone. All right, well, quick shout out to the people that are listening along live. A10, Az, Kaz, Luke, what? That's you. Radicus, Skrill, and the Wraith. Sorry.
Good job.
Good stuff. I'm going well. Last words. I have some last words this week. Have you been to the website recently? Our website?
Well, not today, actually. No. Why?
No. Oh. Well, you won't have seen anything. No. The website's been going absolutely gangbusters the last little while. So we've got some details about the Razer Viper, Doom Eternal review, PlayStation Plus lineup, Call of Duty Mobile, some information you put up about the Asus ROG Zephyrus, the new gaming PC. Our review for Resident Evil 3 is up there as well.
Yeah, how about your review called Resident Evil 3 Remake Can Get Fucked? Nice review, buddy. I thought that would have been better for Doom Eternal.
It was actually, if you noticed, there's only 4 things in there, not fucked. Can get bent.
Oh, is that what it is? Then why is it?
Yes. Because it's clickbait. Okay, I'm honest. It's there. It's clickbait. And it's kind of worked because a lot of people have read it. Okay. It opens it. The review does open up with "Hear me out," though. This has nothing to do with the quality of Resident Evil 3, but more to do with my body's reaction to it.
It's because you're old.
Because of that nice level. I loved it, mate. That tension and that twisted nemesis bastard standing there just breathing heavily, looking at you through a window. Ugh, good stuff. Loved it. Loved every bit of it. While we're going along, don't forget Aussie Gamers TV and Snooger Vision over on Twitch, and Grejio XBL over on Instagram. He's been back up on there and posting bits and pieces. Anything else you want to chuck in, mate? Or are we done?
Nah, I'm done. I've done enough yelling for the night. Cracking this shit every week these days.
All right, tear it up, throw it away. We're done. Thank you very much to everyone that has listened to the show, and especially those that are still listening this far along. Don't forget to continue any of the topics we've discussed on this show over on our Discord channel, or hit us up on the Facebook page. And while you're at it, hit up our website on www.theagexp.com. Links, as always, are in the podcast show notes and description. That's all from me. Once again, I have been Snoogs.
And I've been Lucas.
Toodles.
Bye-bye, dude.
You're welcome.
Well, that's the end of another show, and if you're still listening to this part of the show, then know this: we love you. Come and join our exclusive Agents of Age group on Discord using the link in the description. Just join the server and say hi, quoting "May the Age be with you," and you will be added as an Agent of Age. Subscribe to this podcast using the links that are in the description for your convenience. Thanks again, we love you lots. See you next time on the official podcast of the Aussie Gamers Experience.